7:17 a.m. and I was sitting in my chair, right? I was just, doom scrolling TikTok as I normally do at this hour, right? Um, and I just got to thinking. I used to be a very hateful person, right? And I'm gonna cut myself off right there. You know, actually, no, I'm not. I used to be a very hateful person. I used to hate on people for things they couldn't control, and that really stems from I used to be bullied a lot, right? From like second grade, I've been bullied. Um, you know, you're too skinny. Why does your face look like that? Um, you know, whether it's my haircut from a bad month of just getting a haircut, right? What I wore, right? I used to be very materialistic, right? Like if I wasn't wearing like name brand stuff, right? I'd make my parents buy me Nike, buy Under Armour, whatever was popular in elementary and middle school. Like my parents are well off, right? Like we don't really struggle with paying bills, but they can't always just afford to buy me $60 clothes, right? Um, and I'm now 16 years of age, right? I'm a sophomore in high school, going into my junior year, and I've definitely matured a lot. Um, I know I keep saying but I'm like as I always do. I'm just trying to find the right words. I in like seventh grade, I got bullied a lot. Right? I'll give you one example. Like physically bullied, and I never told anyone because I didn't want to like snitch on them or get anyone in trouble, right? Because I just thought it'd make it worse. I was, we used to have this little cot or like couch you could lay on, so I was just chilling on that. This dude, I remember his name, right? Even though I don't go to school no more, his name is Tyler. He comes up to me and just punches me in my stomach, right, like hard, and I'm like, I like, bent over, right, and you're like, and then I was like, I was like, fuck, man, that hurt. And he's like, oh, stop making a big deal out of it, blah blah blah, and you can say like, oh, you're just being a bitch, or just get tough, and I did that, but I did that the wrong way. So then next year, right? I just over the whole course, from second to seventh grade, getting bullied. In eighth grade, something kind of changed my mind where I was like, if I can, make fun of other people and make fun of these people and act like I don't care about anyone or anything, then I can't get bullied because no one's gonna think that it affects me. And if I'm, being mean and effectively bullying other people, then they can't bully me because I'm the bully. And I wasn't thinking of being a bully. I was just thinking of it as like a defense mechanism. So I started doing that, and I pushed a lot of people away. And I started hanging around the wrong crowd, right? These people now are, doing things I do not want to be associated with, and things like, like they're genuinely just like not going down the right path. And I truly hope, they do go down the right path because I only wish the best for everyone, right? Like whatever someone wants to achieve, I really hope they get it. Um, so like I said, eighth grade, I just started, being mean to everyone, like, and there's this, one dude, I'm not gonna drop his name. I was just a real dickhead to him for no reason, bro. And looking back on it now, I really feel bad. Um, and what I'm getting at is, being a hateful person is like such an awful thing. Not just for the fact that you're being hateful and like you got hate in your heart. It makes you more depressed. You're more likely to spaz out on people you care about. Like, I, my mom, my dad, my grandma, bro. I love my grandma so much. Like the way I care about my grandma is absolutely insane. I would go above and beyond for her. Um, and I was even mean to her, and always after I would feel so bad, but it was just like the hate I had in my heart because it effectively took over my life because I wouldn't leave it at school, right? It traveled everywhere. People text me at a bad time, I'd spaz out. you know I was trying to act like I was tough, like I wanted to get into fights, knowing damn well that I didn't want to fight anyone. I didn't even really want to be mean to anyone. So with that, like I said, 16 years of age. I'm a sophomore going into my junior year. I've definitely matured a lot mentally. And what I'm getting at is what's really helped me stop being a hateful person is we only get one life. I saw a clip of Joe Bart, texting, or not texting, saying something similar, and maybe this is where I'm getting at, but since I've seen that, I've matured a lot, and it's really starting to hit me where it's like, we only get, like one life, right? You get 0 to 100 years, more if you're lucky, more power to you, you know what I'm saying? But the average death rate is 74, 76, I want to say, and sorry, I don't know who's texting me at this hour. It's 3:30 a.m. Lock in, guys. Go to bed. Um, you know, we live once. Like you, you get lucky if you live, past 70. But a lot of people pass away very early on in their life. You know, babies die, kids die, teens die, adults die. Right? We're all gonna die one day. So why would I, be a like I don't want somebody to pass away thinking in their head like my life sucked. And people do pass away thinking that, but I don't want to be a part of why people think that. Like how I can pull that situation from seventh grade. I'm always gonna remember that. I don't want to be a scenario where when someone's talking about something like this, or they talking to their family, a therapist, or even when they're dying, I don't want them to think of that, right? I don't want to be a bad memory in their mind. So why do I degrade someone's mind? Because you're not just either physically bothering them or mentally bothering them. That can like really carry on to like their whole life. I still have like a big problem. Like I said, I crash out a lot on stream, and that's a facade mainly. I I up it. I definitely do up it. There have been times where I'm genuinely very, very angry at a gamer, with just people what they're saying in chat. But like I said, something like if you really truly think about, the long term, I don't want to be a reason where someone commits suicide. I don't want to be a reason where someone, is crying. I don't want to be a reason where someone's crying as they're passing away, or like talking to a therapist, right? I don't want to be a reason for that. I want to be someone that can, that people feel comfortable coming to me and talking about, serious situations. Like, I want people to come to me and be like, hey, can we talk about this? Like, like, I know you'll listen. I just need someone to talk to, right? Because I've been there for people, and I like being there for people. But at the same time, I was being, helpful to people. I was degrading so many people, and it really bothers me. I no, so I don't think many people from my school know that I'm even doing this content stuff. But if you do see this, and I was like genuinely very mean to you, I'm sorry. Like from the bottom of my heart, I am. Um, and I'm just gonna keep yapping. I'm gonna go back and forth and back and forth. But to go back where I'd make my parents buy me like materialistic things, and they didn't. They could buy it, but they didn't really have the money for it. If that makes sense. Like they could afford it, but it wasn't a good time to afford it. And now going back to school shopping this past year, I mean, thrifted most of my clothes. Like this thing you see me wearing is a gift from my brother. Right, he gave me this. Right, most of my clothes, Walmart, uh, Gabe's. Yo, if you don't have a Gabe's where you at, that's a peak thrift store. Um, and another thing, I touch on religion a lot, right? I struggle with my religion a lot. I'm I'm very lost with where I'm at, and I've tried to talk to people, and they really just haven't helped. I've tried to talk to God about it. I'm just so lost. So like I said, I really want to touch on being young and like 7th, 8th graders, like hating on people. There's this one kid in 7th grade who was riding his bike that I knew. He was on my wrestling team, and he got hit by a car. Right. He died. It was a big deal at our school. Obviously, we and people were posting about, you know, oh my gosh, this kid was so nice. But in my head, I'm like, like why are people posting about this? Like like everyone bullied him. Like he was like considered a weird kid. Even I wasn't nice to him, right? And it, I've never really told anyone. Like I was like actually mean to him a handful of times, and it's like, you know, I I just feel like guilty. I don't know if I feel guilty about that. I mean, I, it's hard to put because I don't like stress about it at night, right? As bad as that sounds, I'm like I feel awful, right? Like that's so messed up, and it's like I just genuinely hope, um, a day before or something, he wasn't struggling with something, alone, by himself. And I want to, touch base on that. I saw this clip, and it's like I can't tell you how bad I struggle with this. People, so many people tell me how great I'm doing. You're streaming, you're making money, you're at a job, you're also making money from that. You're committed to streaming. You're kickboxing, you're wrestling, you're working out. You're focused on your goals. But when I'm alone here at night, right? Hold up, my phone keeps buzzing. When I'm alone at night, all I can think about is how bad I'm doing. All I can like think about is how bad I'm doing when, no one's around. And I wouldn't just say mentally, right? Mentally I do struggle, right? I'd go through like, I would say depressive episodes, but I don't know if I'm depressed. Yeah, maybe. Ninth grade, I like, this is why like I love my viewers who come to my YouTube and my Twitch, right? I was diagnosed with depression in ninth grade, and it's gotten a lot better. I haven't really struggled since then. Um, so I know, like, I had a therapist for a couple months. Like, it can creep back in and stuff. My therapist was awesome, dude. She was the goat. I'm not gonna lie to you, but I did struggle, and I still do struggle. So it's just like I said, when so many people are telling you how great you are doing in life, and they are listing off accomplishments, but you're in your room at night at 3 a.m. crying, stressing, overthinking everything you're doing with your life because you're obsessed with whatever you want to do, whether it's your job, a goal you have, a dream you have, and you're just like, I can't tell you how many times I cry and bawl my eyes out because I'm so obsessed with streaming because I want it to work out so badly. Like, I can't tell you guys what streaming means to me. Like, I want nothing else in the world but to stream. And not for the money, but because I want to help people and reach kids who have felt like me. I want to reach kids who have been bullied their whole lives and feel like they have nothing. Like, because I felt like I had nothing. I'm a very antisocial person. I have no friends. I have online friends. I don't have in real life friends. The people that I figured were my friends don't talk to me no more. They were friends for a couple months, but that's because they got something out of it, right? Like, I am a very antisocial person. I struggle meeting new people, and I just like like the people that stream for the money aren't gonna make it far. You know, 1 in 1,000, 1 in 10,000 are gonna make it far streaming for the money. But the fan base I'm trying to build is a fan base that really understands me, really understands what I go through, how I think, what I think about everything, right? And I don't know, it's like, that's why I don't want to just be like an R6 streamer, bro. I want to touch people's hearts. I want people to hear me and be like, I resonate with that. So, like, yeah, dude, I can't. Dang, bro. Like, and I can't explain the gut wrenching feeling I have thinking about, you know, when I was a hateful person, um, and how that like really affects me now. It's like, dude, we only get one chance on Earth. Like, think about that. We only get one life, and you know, obviously, idiot, you get one life. No, we only get one life, right? That like, I can explain it now and not get that gut wrenching feeling, but when I'm laying in my bed at night and I'm thinking about that, it's like the craziest knot in your stomach you can't explain, and it just hurts. It's like it, and it like doesn't hurt your stomach. It hurts like your heart and your mind. So I don't know, man. I really hope that somebody can relate to this, right? I hope if you're listening and you're going through something, it gets better. I hope if you're a hateful person and you're listening to this and you're constantly hating on people for stuff they can't control, and if it's from past things you went through, I'm telling you, let go of that, bro. Let go of that. It's not worth it. Cause now you're making the cycle happen again. Be the one who breaks the cycle. Like, I just really hope, whoever's listening to this, it reaches the right audience. Whether it gets 100,000 views or 10 views. I hope the people that see this and watch it all the way through and resonate really feel, like, feel what I'm saying, bro. Because at the end of the day, being a hateful person won't get you anywhere in life. It only like negatively affects you. Like, like I said, when I was a hateful person, bro, like I was like genuinely depressed. It was the most depressed and the most sad I've ever been in my entire life. And I don't mean depressed as in my mom took my phone away depression. I'm sad. I mean like genuine depression, always feeling it, always thinking about it. So I think that's gonna like just wrap up this YouTube video. And like I said, whether this gets 100,000 views or 10 views, I hope the people that watch this video when it comes out can find a way to relate to me or relate to anything I listed. And if you're struggling, bro, or you ever want to take your life, call 988. It's the suicide prevention hotline, right? They're open 24/7. Like, I'm telling you, suicide's not the answer. And being a hateful person also isn't the answer. I know that's on a very different scale, right? Being a hateful person's down here, suicide's all the way up here. But I would tell my therapist that I wanted to disappear. Not, I wouldn't want to kill myself, but I wanted to disappear, just because like of how I felt, right? And that's a level of it, right? Like it, I'm so grateful that I had a therapist and my mom listened to me. Like, I'm so grateful. So if you ever feel like you're going through anything, my DMs are open. I'm sure you might have a friend who will listen to you. Text 988. You can text them, you can call them, and they answer in a matter of seconds, right? Like, I think the max you have to wait is like a minute. So, if you're ever going through something, please get help, alright? Um, I've never had anyone in my life who has, taken their own life, thankfully. But I have been a person who has thought about, I wouldn't say taking their life, but wanting to disappear just for the fact that how, like, bad I was bullied. So I'm gonna leave you with like a few things. If you're bullying someone, whether it be, just for the fact of bullying someone, or you went through stuff, stop. Like, genuinely. Like I said, bro, do not be the reason someone takes their life. Do not be the reason someone, passes away and thinks about, that terrible moment. Um, like, I like these serious videos. I also hate them because, like, I cry, or I almost cry in every single one if you look at my old one. So, I love you guys. Like I said, bro, just, if you're going through something, get help. My DMs are open.